Welcome to Coffee Break. I'm Michael.
I'm YK. You're always saying you're a simple person, so I'm going to test you now. Or rather, let's put you to the test. Today, we're really happy to be in the studio. Besides you and me, we also have a good friend, an old friend. She came on our show before, and that episode is still top 3. Super impressive.
She recently did something amazing and really exciting. I've mentioned it before.
Lately, Hong Kong has had lots of hot topics, especially the marathon. People might not even remember who actually won, but they definitely remember iconic characters like Jessie and Fat Boy. The craziest part is they're really old. The youngest one was already 70.
You and I really need to make up our minds to exercise. You're always saying you don't work out.
I'm not Chow Yun Fat, okay? He didn't ask me. I'm asking you. He goes around encouraging his friends. So I know you're busy, but you really have to work out, right? We should just give it a try. Just talking about this makes me want to cry.
This time, I know our guest prepared a kind of creative experience for us. For me, it's a creative experience. For her, it should be too. I'm honored, curious, and also, I have to say, I've never been to her place. I've only heard of it, seen it, even seen it on TV. But today, we can ask her to share more.
Today's guest, our listeners already know her, Betty. Quick intro. Betty is a professional accountant. She's been a caregiver. She's also a great wife. She and her husband are quite a special combo. She's done 6 Oxfam trail walkers, and she's still working in accounting. In short, her life is full of talents.
So it's no surprise she went and ran a long race. Besides long-distance running physically, she's also got another kind of long run.
Yeah. What kind of long run?
I don't know. Love. If you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to the previous 2 episodes to find out who Betty is. Betty, hello.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Michael and YK, for having me.
Of course we had to invite you, because we heard you just went to the Sahara.
Yep.
What did you go there to do?
I went there to run a 100-kilometer ultramarathon.
A 100-kilometer ultramarathon? Why 100 kilometers? Was there a choice?
It's like this. Either 100 kilometers or 100 miles. 100 miles is 160 kilometers. The time limit is 40 hours. My fitness isn't that strong, so I chose the 100 kilometers.
That's incredible. But is there a smaller one? Next time we go just for fun.
How small?
Small, as in we ride a horse.
Forget it. Running on sand is still running on sand. I saw a video saying 160, and I thought I heard or saw it wrong. Turns out there really is another option. 160 is totally insane, almost double.
There were 4 Asians there. I only found out after I arrived. 2 Hong Kong guys, 1 Japanese woman, plus me, 4 of us, and we all ran the 100 kilometers.
In the video, someone said they prepared and waited 5 years for it. Betty, how long did you prepare?
Mentally, I'd been preparing for years. I always wanted to go, but I kept hesitating, wondering if I could do it. Like you're never truly ready. The actual decision to sign up and train was about half a year.
What pushed you? What encouraged you to really go for it this time?
This one was special. It was the 40th anniversary edition, and for the first time, you could choose 100 kilometers or 100 miles. Usually, most editions are 250 kilometers over 7 days and 6 nights. I felt 7 days and 6 nights in the desert was too long, and I was going alone, so 100 kilometers suited me better. I wanted to challenge myself.
7 days and 6 nights in the desert. Sounds kind of boring.
Exactly. So I chose 100 kilometers. But the 40-hour cutoff made me hesitate. I wasn't sure I could do it. Later, friends encouraged me. Whatever, just try. Even if you can't finish, treat it like a trip.
With a 40-hour limit, what was your result?
I finished in 34 hours and 53 minutes.
People might not have a sense of that. With your experience, Trail Walker 100 kilometers usually takes how long?
Trail Walker is more generous. You just need to finish within 48 hours. My fastest was a bit over 28 hours. My slowest, bad weather, different condition, was over 41 hours.
But the environment is very different. Trail Walker has mountains.
Yeah, you have to climb.
Dunes up and down. Going down isn't scary. You might just fall. But going up is brutal. You step forward and slide back 2/3. The constant ups and downs are really hard, and it burns a lot of energy.
And you have to eat more, because you carry all your own food. The aid stations don't provide food.
Wow. When you trained in Hong Kong, did you train like that too? Like deliberately eating more or carrying heavier packs to adapt?
I'm a bit unusual. Usually, Trail Walker requires constant food intake, but right before flying, over Christmas, I once did 100 kilometers on the Maclehose Trail with friends and didn't eat at all, only drank orange juice, soda, and water.
100 kilometers with no food?
Yeah, and it was okay.
How long did that take you?
Around 33 hours, but it was cold and I didn't wear enough. My joints got stiff. Near the end, around Taimo Shan, about the 8th checkpoint, my joints were so stiff my fingers swelled up, and I couldn't even take out my wallet to use my octopus card to buy drinks.
Any hypothermia?
Not hypothermia, but seriously stiff.
By now, people can imagine how tough it is. Trail Walker is hard already, but at least it's familiar and there's support. In the Sahara, the temperature swings are huge. You carry your own supplies, the organizer doesn't provide food, and the route marking isn't as clear, especially at night.
You can't exactly nail road signs into the desert.
They do have markers, but not signs. Thin poles, one about every 50 meters. Most of the time they're visible and clear, but my eyesight isn't great. After cataract surgery, it's so-so. So at night, it's hard. At night, with dunes and ups and downs, sometimes I couldn't see the next pole. Once I got lost after walking out from a big dune, wandered about 2 kilometers, then had to go back in a straight line to that dune and start again.
How did you know you were lost? Because you couldn't see the poles?
Yes, I couldn't see the next pole and couldn't find the previous one either. In theory, you shouldn't move until you see the next one, but when you're alone, sometimes you can't help it.
I imagine walking alone in the desert at night is terrifying.
It is, but I was lucky and finished. Because I turned back, an organizer named Chavi saw me and asked why I was coming back. I said I got lost. He asked other participants and found a French woman who was also alone. He told us to walk together because our pace was similar. With 2 people, it was much better. Sometimes you really can't see the pole. She would stand next to it and I'd walk toward her. When I spotted the next pole, I'd call out and she'd follow my voice.
Poles are only 50 meters apart, but with slopes and turns they get blocked. Super easy to lose sight.
Exactly. You really rely on each other.
I want to know more. What attracts you about the Sahara? Why go for a hell-level race?
When I was little, something got planted in my mind because I read San Mao's book, Stories of the Sahara. So I always longed for that place and thought I'd travel there when I grew up. Later, through coincidences, I met my husband, I was an office OL but got into sports, and someone organized this event. I thought, why not try? Even if I fail, it's still a trip.
So it's been in your heart for a long time. What held you back all these years?
First, the desert is unfamiliar and I was alone. Like the first night, I arrived at ERH, the airport near the desert, at midnight. I hadn't booked a hotel in advance. The shuttle wouldn't come until 10 a.m. the next day. I thought waiting at the airport for 10 hours would be safest, in case a taxi took me somewhere unknown. But when I arrived, I realized I was naive. The airport had nothing. 2 metal chairs, no heating, close to 0 degrees Celsius. Waiting 10 hours would be awful. Luckily, I met the organizer, Chavi. He asked participants about their plans. I said I had no plan. He kindly arranged for me to go to a hotel with another female participant. That woman was Adriana. We didn't reach the room until 3 a.m. I didn't know she was a professional athlete. Later, I found out she won the 100 kilometers.
Was the hotel assigned by the event?
Yes, official check-in was on the 9th. We arrived early morning on the 8th. Flights are basically once a day, so the timing is fixed. I'm also thankful to my Trailwalker teammates and supporters, Atang and Henry, who trained with me these 6 months.
Were they excited when they heard you were joining?
Yes, they were very supportive. They said even if they couldn't go, they'd still support me. I asked if they would go, but they didn't really give me a clear answer.
You said your fitness is worse than theirs. Was your husband worried?
He was worried, but he was also very supportive.
He looks chill on the outside, but I'm sure he was nervous inside.
These challenges are fun because you're really pushing yourself. Even before you leave, there are already so many obstacles. What to pack, safety, logistics, and so on. So, gear. What did you have to bring?
Clothes, of course, warm layers as recommended, but I felt that wasn't enough, so I brought a big down jacket, also a survival blanket, reflective mirror, emergency kit, and all your food has to be carried by yourself. At first, I brought loads of food because I thought they'd require a minimum calorie amount. Later, my roommate said you don't have to. If you know you won't eat that much, don't carry the extra weight. So I cut it down.
You also met a lot of other participants.
Yes, the first night my roommate Adriana was a total pro. Later, I switched to another female roommate.
Over those 30-plus hours, with the huge temperature swings and all that cold weather gear, were there any changes or surprises you didn't expect?
Most things I more or less expected because I'd read the route info. On sand, you need gaiters. Luckily, I bought them, otherwise sand would just pour into your shoes. They go up to your calves. But sand still gets in. Your feet end up full of sand, but it's still better than not having them.
Can you buy those in Hong Kong?
I bought them on Taobao. One memorable section was near the 8th water station. There was a massive dune over 100 meters high. You climb it really slowly, and the way down is like a cliff. When I first read the description, I thought it sounded insane. When you see it in person, you just have to grit your teeth and do it. Going down, I was super clumsy, but there was no turning back.
Did you have to use your hands to go down?
No, but you really have to use a lot of strength to control yourself. The sand is slippery. It's quite hard.
Would trekking poles help?
Probably, if you had poles. I just don't know if anyone actually used them there.
I saw your backpack was huge. Other participants didn't seem to be carrying much. How did they manage that?
I'm especially afraid of the cold. Desert nights are close to 0 degrees Celsius. So besides the recommended jacket, I brought a big down jacket. But if others finish in 10 to 20 hours, they don't have to go through the night or sleep, so they can carry very little. Even at the hotel before the race, you could already see the difference. For foreigners, a few degrees to 10 degrees Celsius felt comfortable. I was shivering in a down jacket and had a runny nose. It took 3 days before I adapted and it stopped.
That's the difference in where you live and your body constitution. Hong Kong people feel it's already chilly and need a jacket, while tourists are in shorts and a t-shirt.
Exactly. At night, I reached Life Base 2 at around 4 a.m. and slept a few hours. Thank goodness I had the down jacket. If I hadn't been warm enough, sleeping would have been a nightmare.
You can prepare your gear, but I also want to hear about the mental side, the meaning in life. Betty, what did this challenge mean to you, personally, in terms of your growth?
Or is it just a hobby? Like some people just want to make more money, right?
But let's take a short break. When we're back, we'll ask Betty more. Okay, we're back. Betty, what else do you still want to break through? What's on your mind?
Honestly, I'm not really thinking about breaking through. I just wanted to fulfill an old dream, to see the Sahara. Since it wasn't just seeing, and I had the fitness, plus it was the 40th anniversary edition and the distance suited me, I went and tried it once.
Did the 40th anniversary edition come with any special souvenirs?
Nothing special, just a finisher's plaque and a wristband. That's it.
If it wasn't the 40th anniversary edition, would the distance have been longer?
Yes. Usually it's the 7-day, 6-night type. I think that's too long. I might consider it someday, but not that soon.
It's fascinating. You went to the Sahara. Your husband, Kazing, probably never imagined running 100 kilometers. He's more the romantic type. Go there to see, say sweet things, like another world, not a running thing. But for your life, it's all connected. You wanted to travel there since you were small. Later, you met your husband. You accidentally shifted from being an office worker into the sports world. Then, with the 40th anniversary and the right distance, you set off.
Now that you're back, I know you're still on a high. Like you don't need to rest. You WhatsApped me saying you'd just spent 7 hours writing a chapter about it. I was like, 7 hours? Sitting there writing? Why not rest?
After the race, I celebrated 1 day at the hotel, then went to Casablanca for 2 days. The worst discomfort was a big blister on the sole of my foot. It hurt to walk. But emotionally, it didn't affect me. I got a big blister around the 40-something kilometer mark. Then I had to endure it for the remaining 50-plus kilometers.
Can you describe that pain? I've never had a blister that big.
Every step feels like being pricked by needles.
And you still had 50-odd kilometers to go, not 500 meters. Even 500 meters feels far to me.
You just go slowly. At first it felt like something was twisting a bit, then every step was a needle stab. At a water station around 50-plus kilometers, the medical staff treated it. They injected disinfectant, then drew out the fluid, the bloody fluid. But after the injection, it hurt even more, like burning. Then they wrapped it with thick gauze and asked, "Can you?" I said, "Yes, I think I can still stay alive." When I stepped down to continue, it still hurt.
What were you thinking that kept you going?
I remembered a line from Haruki Murakami's What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You can't avoid pain, but how do you coexist with it? Coexisting means try not to think about it. Some moments were beautiful. At night in the desert, looking at the moon. Normally it hangs in the sky, but at that moment it looked like it was balancing on the horizon, huge and gorgeous. I kept appreciating nature, trying not to focus on my foot, watching the moon, watching where the marker poles were.
That's so important. In life, when you face difficulties or sadness, don't keep staring at that one painful spot. Look around. There are still many beautiful things.
Sports really train your willpower and mental resilience. People often think performance is about technique, but many times it's psychological, how you handle adversity.
Compared with your 6 trail walker experiences, apart from the environment, what was the biggest difference for you?
The biggest difference was getting lost in the desert.
So, how did you respond?
I was really lucky. When I got lost, I wasn't too far from Live Base 1. Live Base 1 is a huge building, and it blasted loud music with a heavy beat. I had two options. 1, press SOS on the tracker for rescue. 2, turn back and find the route myself.
Pressing SOS means you're quitting?
Yes, it means you've quit. They'll rescue you, but I wanted to avoid that if possible. It felt like a video game, solo battle, deciding whether to press the button. In the end, I chose to turn back. It wastes energy, but at least there's still a chance to find the route. I searched about 2 kilometers outward, then went back in a straight line about 1 kilometer, around 3 extra kilometers in total.
Has anyone ever gotten so lost they couldn't make it back? Did you see that?
I saw someone on the live tracker veering off course, and we didn't know where they went. When they reached the finish, they were still off the course. We don't know what happened. Maybe they pressed the button, maybe they found the poles again.
What's the biggest lesson you learned?
That people can go through trial and error together, find their way, and support each other. Like the French lady, Frédérique, who walked with me for 9 hours through the night. Those 9 hours weren't chatty companionship. You're too tired and have to stay focused. Mostly we just said, "Where's the next marker pole?" Even exchanging our names got confusing, and because I got lost at night, I had to reset my mood. At first, we were optimistic. We thought we'd reach Base 2 by 2:30 a.m., but we slowed down because we were searching. Around 1 a.m., my body started feeling really cold. After I put on more clothes, I got super drowsy and my vision blurred. I even ran straight into a big dead tree branch. Thankfully, I was wearing sports glasses, so it didn't stab my eye. My face was fine, but my head just slammed into it.
Because you couldn't see?
Not that I couldn't see, it's that I was too sleepy, like being sucked in while walking. After I got up, Frédérique asked if I was okay. I said I was, just really sleepy. She kept saying she was exhausted too. We finally found Live Base 2 around 4 a.m.
People can get so sleepy they literally fall asleep while walking?
Yes, you can crash into things. It happens in Trail Walker too, especially on concrete roads. If you're too sleepy, you can drift off the path, hit the hillside, or even wander toward a cliff.
Did you actually stop to sleep?
Yes, I slept an hour at Live Base 2. At that point, my right shoulder hurt badly, so I had to shift everything to the left side. But interestingly, after an hour of sleep, about 80% of the pain was gone. I got up around 6:15 a.m. and set off again. I didn't keep walking with Frédérique because at Live Base 2, there are lots of small individual tents. You crawl in and sleep, and once you wake up, it's hard to find anyone again. It's not a big hall with everyone in rows. You don't know if she's already left or how long she'll sleep, so I headed out alone.
Some people sleep longer.
Yes, in the last stretch, Frédérique finished only about 15 to 20 minutes after me. We were very close.
So many unforgettable moments. Have you kept in touch since coming back?
Yes, after I got back, I've been WhatsApping Frédérique, Xavi, and Adriana from time to time about the journey.
Not long after coming back, did you already start thinking, what's next? Like the Gobi?
Some people do go to the Gobi. Adriana has gone, like over 50 degrees Celsius, really extreme. But I don't have plans right now. My childhood fantasy was the Sahara. San Mao never wrote about the Gobi.
Now that you've actually been to the Sahara, how did it compare with what you imagined?
The scenery is really beautiful, but walking on sandy trails is honestly not ideal. It's very tough. Once you finish and finally rest, sightseeing feels like a totally different experience. Casablanca was very comfortable. I booked a driver to take me around, and he even arranged a massage. Super relaxing.
Were you alone the whole trip? Or with others?
I was alone. Those two Hong Kong guys joined a local tour. They booked early, so we weren't together.
That first night's hotel. Was it really like there were no other buildings around? In the video, it looked like there was just that one, but inside it was pretty nice. Do people normally stay there?
I'm not sure. I thought it was like an oasis. The food was plentiful, already quite good for being in the desert, since it was the designated location.
Was there an opening ceremony? Any gathering afterward?
Before the race, there was a very strict gear check to make sure you brought everything for safety. Then a short briefing and the race began. After finishing, there was a really nice celebration and awards ceremony.
I know you prepared a lot, and you're going to put the whole process in your book. What kind of dream is this for you?
Funny thing is, when I started writing, I never thought, I want to publish a book. I want to write now because, YK, you said you wanted to write a book, and I thought your story and life experience were so compelling. I thought, if I were you, how would I write it? Then I thought, why not write my own? Record this phase of sports and life changes. The idea of the book is, you can set out at any point in life, even if setting out just means walking one lap in a park. If you want change, you can change. There's always a starting line.
It sounds wild now, running an ultramarathon in the Sahara. But in the beginning, you were just cycling around Tolo Harbor.
Yes, the start was tiny and unexpected. Maybe just a 10-kilometer bike ride, and life changed from there.
I get it. I used to think about publishing too. My wife told me to make a short video collection. I kept thinking about it and had no idea what to do. Then she said my story was good, but I didn't think it would sell. But seeing Betty's story, I think it's amazing. Other people's stories always feel more exciting than your own.
Her arc hits so many key life points. School, caring for family, buying a home, taking a different path from her peers, family structure, doing sports. It's very rich. Back then, we said she was missing the last chapter, the Sahara. She hadn't gone yet.
Right. You two said, after I go and come back, the story will be complete. So when I got back, I couldn't wait. I spent over 7 hours writing that Sahara section, more than 10,000 words.
So the main part is done now?
Yes, I asked 7 friends to write forewords. That day I finished at noon, and by evening, a friend had already sent theirs back, super fast. YK is also one of the friends writing a foreword.
Have you decided on the title?
Sylvia came up with it, From Zero to the Sahara.
What do you hope readers take away? Beyond being a record of your life, what message do you want to send?
The message is, when you think of something you want to do, try to minimize regrets. Some things, if you don't do them, you might think about them your whole life. But if you do them, you can talk about them your whole life. Both are for a whole life, but the second kind is better. I heard that from a Taiwanese author on a show, and I really like it.
When will the book come out?
I'm thinking in the first half of the year.
That's soon. I should also update listeners and say sorry. I said I'd do a My Coffee Book segment on my coffee break. But this year, plans changed beyond what I expected. I've started writing a book about neurodiversity, about autism. Being a writer and publishing has always been one of my life goals, but I never knew what to write about until the end of last year, when I realized this is something I truly care about.
No problem. When your first book comes out, we'll be the first to talk about it.
Everyone has something they want to do. Michael, do you have something you want to do?
I actually don't want to publish. I want to do something with sound. Sound feels three-dimensional and tangible to me. It can be healing. So I'll keep doing this. Maybe one day some singing or something else will pop out. Life has wonderful things you can't predict, and that's what makes it fun.
And your voice is so good. Don't waste it.
Thanks. Betty really loves AI. She's a heavy user. I heard you build apps and use AI to help with podcasts, and it makes us think, will we still be doing this in the future?
I've thought, using AI to make a podcast would be perfect. Voice, rhythm, everything. But I realized when I edit, I try to remove the uhs and awkward bits. But I don't polish too much because I don't have time. And those signatures, those quirks, listeners don't actually hate them.
AI has its benefits, but its output, text, images, and so on, after a while can feel boring because it's too calculated, too perfect, and it becomes stiff.
Our perfection is imperfection.
Exactly. Life is a mix of perfect and imperfect. So don't worry, we won't use AI to replace YK and Michael. We'll keep this imperfect perfection. The warmth of spontaneous reactions, no script. Algorithms can't replace that.
And AI can't run 100 kilometers for you. AI can teach you how to prepare and remind you to be careful. But you have to walk the road yourself. When you get that blister, AI can encourage you. But that inner strength and the inspiration for your life, you can't replace that with technology.
We really enjoy this real world. Pain, confusion, getting lost. The world is messy. You never know what'll happen next.
If you can't win a peace prize, then what? Get someone to give you one.
Thanks so much to Betty for sharing this incredible feat. Betty's spirit is inspiring for all of us. Not everyone will go out and run, but in life and in our careers, we all face difficulties, uncertainty, and pressure. Like running, it hurts now, but how do you keep going? If you're facing those kinds of problems now, think of Betty.
Companions are important too. Even though we're in different fields, our paths brought us together. Each of us keeps running on our own track. Like a marathon, you still have to cross the finish line yourself.
Back to the intro. Kent Cheng started running because Chow Yun-fat encouraged him, and he also wants the people around him to be healthy. Kent Cheng is on the heavier side and not in great shape. The most touching part is Chow Yun-fat running slowly behind him, keeping him company, cheering him on. In the marathon of life, you have to run it yourself. No one can run it for you. But you'll get tired and feel like quitting. Having someone run with you is really powerful. It's like when Betty got lost and met Frederic. Betty's going to write a piece for Frederic to include in her book. She is I forgot her job.
She's a radiologist.
I want to ask, among the participants, how many were amateurs?
I'm not sure. There wasn't a special breakdown.
Were there over 100 participants? Close to 200?
Close to 200.
So many stories. When your book comes out, or if we collect more people's stories, we'll be able to understand the whole journey more clearly. That's about all the time we have today. Thanks for listening all the way to the end. Please share this episode with friends who haven't listened to My Coffee Break yet. Give us 5 stars and leave a comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you all for your support. If you have any suggestions or you have a story you'd like to share on our show, don't be shy. WhatsApp or email us. You can put your own name forward or recommend a friend.
Yes, you're very welcome. A lot of people tend to recommend others instead of themselves. That's totally fine. Let more people hear more wonderful stories. So many people are amazing. They just haven't had the chance to be heard.
Thanks again to Kofis for fully sponsoring our program, and thanks to Betty for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Sahara, watch me run it! Sun so hot it blinds while by. Light so cold it shakes my spine. Temperature flips like a switch, so I stand my pressure, just a heart that won't let go. Endless sand on every side, still I'm heading out. Tons of dust can mess your head, darker when the night turns dead. I tell myself, don't stay stuck where you are. Finish line is far away, hold that little spark and stay. One more step, then one more step, I'll go that far. Don't stop.